Hey guys, welcome back to Postman API Testing. So in this lecture we're going to learn how to run Postman collections or requests through command line. So what does it mean? If we go back to our Postman, so this is one of our project, or you can say collection. So this is one of our collection, or you can say test suite. And here we have a different request. So this is like, you can say get scenario, right? And then post scenario. So it's based on different scenarios. We have test cases, right? So if we want to run in our previous lecture, all my previous lecture, we have seen that how to run each and every different request, right? We created like get request, post request, and then we ran it. But how we can run all of them together as a suite? We can easily run it. So all you have to go to, so example this one, right? So we'll go to runner, and here just grab the collection we want to run. So it means it will automatically bring all the requests underneath this suite, underneath this collections, right? So all of them over here, and then just run it over here. The iteration, how many times you want to run each and every request. So each and every request I want to run one, so it will be one iteration for each and every request. And then if you want, you can just put say delay 2 milliseconds, right? And this is run manually. So let's click on up here, run. This is our collection. Here we go. You can see all of them has been run. All of them are passed. So for the first, this is a get request. This is a get request. So get request, I have 3 test cases. All of them are passed. If you have covered all my previous lecture, you're supposed to already know, because we already covered each and every request over here. We have been gone through with each and every with the individual our tutorial, and we have covered all of them. So we don't want to go through there. So in this lecture, our intention that how we can run this suite, right? This suite or this collection. This is one way that from the two Postman tools you can run all of them together, as well as how we can run from the command line or from the terminal. Okay, so let's see. So this is through the tools, so that how we can run from the command line. To do this, we have some prerequisite. So here is the prerequisite. Okay, to run your collection or your request through the command line, so we have to download first. This is the prerequisite: download Node.js. So Node.js is an environment. It's a JavaScript environment that you need on your machine, so that related to Node.js program can run. So in a Node, just if you're familiar with the Java, this when you install the Java, we need, there is a part of the Java is called JVM, Java Virtual Machines, because to run any Java program, you need a Java virtual machine. Similarly, to run any JavaScript Node related or JavaScript related program, we need a platform like environment which is support that to run it. So that's why we need to install, we need to have Node.js on your machine. So it's very simple. You just go to, so you will say download Node.js. Okay, if you don't have Node.js on your machine, just Google it and then go to their official website, download Node.js, and from over here you can download whether you have a Mac version or Windows version. Okay, so based on your OS, for the Windows version, you can download from the Windows MSI version, MSI one. This is the you can download, and for the Mac you can download the Mac one. So it's totally based on your operating system. Please download. It's very simple. It will download one of the exe file for Windows, and also for the Mac it will be as for the Mac file. And then just follow the wizard, click on next, and install it. And after you install it, you can verify whether your node has been installed on a machine or not, or properly. So to do this, go to your command prompt or your terminal, So go to your command prompt terminal and you can just type over here. I give you also all the instruction and the command over here, and also I will provide those things in the below description, as well as you can find all the instruction in our Codeinbox official website, the same article we have. Okay, I will show you again at the very end. So here, let's go over here. So you are going to type over here node space dash dash version. Okay, so here I have, you can see I have a node version, it's 16.14. so this is the node version I have. So I already since install, that's why I didn't install, but you have to install first if you don't have, or if you're confused. First I would say check whether you have a node or not on your machine, and then we need to check one more things. So it's called, you can see npm. So just dash v, type this. So I will going to explain you. So it is a npm, it's nothing, it's called node package manager. It's like an installer for the node module, the program. So node is like a platform, like it's based on JavaScript. So the lot of tools is made based on the JavaScript, made based on the node. So whatever the if you have if there are any program based on the JavaScript or node, node npm is that node package manager. It's like installer, can install any module, any package based on its JavaScript, node JavaScript. So it is like an installer. Okay, and it can install any package or module which is that based on JavaScript. So here, so it is, I have a node npm, and also npm install along with your node. You don't have to install npm separately. If you have a node, you have an npm. I just ensure that we have an npm tools, and this is the way you can verify that. Okay, so after the verification is done, so this part is done, our verification, and next is we need to install Newman. What is Newman then? Let's say Newman through the command line. So I can, as an admin, you can download Newman. But before we download, this is the command to install Newman. So what is Newman? Then again, go to Google again. So just type Newman Postman, because it is for Postman. Okay. Okay. So here you can see Newman Postman. So it is saying, just let me make it bigger. So it is saying Newman is a command line collection runner for Postman. So this sentence make it very clear. So Newman, it's kind of like, you can say a plug-in for Postman that can help you to run your collection. Your collection, it means like the post collection or test suite, collection runner for the Postman. So through the command line. So very simply, Newman is a plugin that can help you to run your collection for Postman or from the Postman through the command line. So this is very clear. Okay, so if you go, let me see, now if you want to learn more, you can see over here there's another link, learningpostman.com. so install and running Newman. So here if you go their official document, it will give you the more details how we can run there. So install and running Newman, how we can install and run the Newman. Okay, so to again to run or install Newman, you need a node JS on your machine, so which is all we already have it, right? So over here you can see over here to run, make sure you have a Node.js, and now what you can do, you can install from Newman, you can install Newman globally, which is npm in your system. So here is the command, like to install Newman, like npm install g Newman, it will install globally on a machine. So if we go back to our command line, exactly I have the same command. So I got it from the document, right? So I have just shown you, this is the place you can get all the document command, everything. So let's go to in our command line. Okay, So I'm going to my command line. I will type exactly the same thing. I will say npm is the node package manager, which is the installer for the node module installer. I will say install g is the global, so it will be installed in your entire machine. And then what do I want to install? I want to install Newman. Okay, that's it, Newman. Then hit enter. Okay, so you can see it's installing, it's doing something. Let's make it a little bit, minimize it. Here we go. So found there is no error. Okay, you can see 6 package are looking for funding. So npm found for details. So here is the version. Okay, version of npm available, blah blah blah. So here is it's been installed, it's up to date. Okay, so npm install. You can specific there is I had already previous version which is 8.50, and there is a new version is 9.40. so it's asking me that I can install the newer version to update. That's fine. Whatever the version in your case, if you run the first times, it will install that version. So it will be the Newman has been installed. Okay, and after that, so this Newman will help us to run our the collection from our Postman through the command line. So here is another options, another things we need. You have to let's see. Let me see that. Come back to over here. So we have install the Newman over here. So now after if we assume that you are running your collection through the command line using the Newman, and then after you run it, if you want to have any report, also you want to see an HTML report based on your response or your result, Newman can help you also create an HTML report too. Okay, it can generate an HTML report. Newman can do this. So to do this, you need another you have to install another run this command, another reporter like Newman reporter HTML reporter. You need to install that too. So let's copy this one and go back to our command line. So this is all our prerequisites. So I'm doing everything in a one shot so that I don't have to come back again. So I'm installing. You can see npm install Newman reporter HTML. So Newman have the HTML reporter. So we can install that one so that at the end when we'll execute our collection, and we can have also a report, HTML report. So let's hit enter. So now you can see it is also installing reporter. Okay, so here's software. Even though it's the same, some issues need a review, so it should be fine. So that should be fine. Okay, so let's minimize it. So that part it also done. Okay, so the reporter also has been installed also. Now now how I can now execute my collection. So let's go back to my collection. So here is a two-way. There is a two-way I can run the collection through the command prompt, through the command or your terminal. Number one, like you can export and save the collection in somewhere in your local machine. So let's go over here. So this is our collection. So assume that this is the collection we're going to run through our command line. So click on 3 dot over here, and then you can see there is a option called export. So click on export, and then this is the collection version. It's recommended, and this will be, so it means it's a whole, all this collection underneath all the requests, it will be export in a JSON file, in a JSON format. Okay, so you can click on there, click on export, and then whatever the place you want to save it, just save it up there. You can say, so here is the API testing folder I have, so demo API testing Postman collection, so this is the one. I will save it there. So a collection been exported successfully. If I go back to my folder, okay, so if I just API testing, let's go back to here, API testing, so I should have this one. Here you go. You can see here is my file, JSON file for my collection, demo API testing dash collection. Okay, this is the one, so I need this one. Okay, so now this is the there is a different way we can run. So we have one way that we can run our collection from our local machine. So we already exported, you can see that over here we exported and saved the collection. We already exported the collection to one of our local machine driver, right? And up there, so this is the first method. So run the run through the local command prompt. So over here we're going to type in our command prompt. So you'll open your command prompt as an admin if you're admin. So Newman run, then the path of your exported collection. So where is the root directory path for collection? Where is that? So in my case, my collection is in this over here. So you can see my collection, it's over here. You can directly open your command prompt, just this where your collection. My collection is over here, right? This is the collection and this is the folder. If I just click on CMD in your Windows machine, your command prompt will open and you are exactly right there. This is you are already in this folder. So either you can go there, or you can just open your command prompt and you can follow the directory path. So I will say cd, and then you can say what's the next is the desktop, right? Desktop. So right now I'm in desktop, and again we'll see cd, and then what's the next path is API testing, my folder. So API testing. Okay, so right now you can see I'm in API testing. So this is I'm right now in this location root directory. So whether anywhere you have to be in the same root directory path where you have your folder, this file, the collection files, right? And now I need the name of the collection files. Make sure it's better, you can just right click on rename, so you copy the name, so you have this name exactly. Make sure you name exactly as it is, right? So now after that, just minimize that. What do you need to do? If you follow this command, I will say the Newman run, then the root directory path of your file.json. So I'm already in the same file, same root directory path, right? So I will say Newman, I will say here is the things. I'm going to run Newman run, Newman, then run, and then your folder collection files name, this is .json. Since it is the JSON, so you have to make sure you put the JSON extension at the very end of your file name. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, and then hit enter. So the Newman should run, execute. Okay, so it should run this file, this file, right? This JSON. So it looks like it's ran, and then is it the same demo? Yes, API collection, right? Okay, you can see it's ran, but it's failed. There is a session failed. There is a two failed. The reason why I ran the wrong collection files. So files I ran, it's called it's called demo RC API Postman. So this is the one I ran. So this was the wrong file. I ran this file. Where is the file? So this is the one I ran, but this is not our actual the file. I just exported this one. So let's what, this is my old one, so that's why it makes me confusion. So let me delete it. Let me just run this one. Okay, let me get the name again and then minimize it, or go over here. Now again, let me run again. So let's clear it again, CLS, and then I would say Newman run, and this is the file name .json. Okay, hit enter. Here we go. In this case, now you can see it's ran all of them. It's total. You can see the executed. Okay, iteration was one for each and every request. There was a one cycle, and then the request total 7 requests, and the TypeScript 7 TypeScript for each and every request. We had some test cases script. Okay, and then there is no prerequisite and assertion. There was total 18, and there is no fail. You can see total runtime is 2.1 seconds. Okay, you can say data received. This is the KB of data, so it's give you the whole details. It's like a report, and then you can see it's give you a little bit. You can see over here, you can see over here, this is the get request, right, for the first get request, and this is another get request. Okay, and this is the post request. To create a, you can see this is the title of the post request. If you remember that, if you've gone through my all the lecture, you're supposed to know that part. Like creating the post was the creating new user, then valid. We did also login test, like valid login test, invalid login test using the post request, right? And then also we did the update using the put method, as well as we did a delete request too. So all of them, it looks good. Okay, it's pretty good. Now what's next? Next is it's saying, so we did this part. This is the first method, and now if we want to see a HTML report, if you want to see the HTML report, it's again same easy. It's the same command, like Newman run, then the your file name, or root directory path of your file, and then after at the very end, just the extra is -r. R stands for report HTML. It means HTML report. So we're saying, hey Newman, you run this file and then create an HTML report. It will, and how is going to generate? It will generate through this HTML reporter over here that we install as a prerequisite at the beginning, if you remember that. Okay, so all you have to do again, we'll say, just go over here, we'll say Newman, then run, and then what's the file name? The collection file name .json, then space, then we'll say -r, and then HTML. Okay, very simple. Hit enter. Okay, it will not do anything over here. It will not say you anything. If it doesn't show any message, anything, it means it's generated. Okay, it will not do anything. It will not share, show any message over here, but it generated an HTML report where it's the same place you have your collection. So go back to your collection folder where you have a collection, go back over there, and then you can you can see there is a Newman folder being created. Okay, double click there, and then you can see there is a report. Okay, you can see there is a HTML report. So just open that one. You can open as a Chrome, and here we go. Here you go. So let me just make it zoom. So here you go. You can see the Newman report, and then dummy employee API, and then this is, I think this is from our old one. This is the old one. Let me get the newer one, the other one. So open this one, and then let's zoom in. Here you can see the iteration was 1, and then request 7, and total is script test, script run 7, and assertion 18. None of them got failed. You can see, now you will see this is like summary, and now you will see details, each and every section. Like for the get method, get request, this was our API endpoint and our URL, and then you can see the test cases. There was a 3 test validation we did, and then pass count, each and every one was passed, no failure. You can say total over here is saying total passed 3, and this is another one, get request, so exactly the same thing, similar things. This is a post, to create a new user, and then here is a 3 validation we use, we pass that login test, valid login test, invalid login test, and then also update a single user for the put request, and finally we did also delete for the delete request. You see, this is a very neat and clean details HTML report. It's actually translate exactly the same thing it shows over here, but it is an HTML format. So you can take a screenshot, or you can share with your your upper management or your team members, or this is the your report. Okay, so that's the way you can generate also Newman report. Okay, HTML report. Let's get back to our document. So this is the method 1. So this is the method 1. So we did this, we export our collection and we ran the collection, and we saw this through the command line. We saw this the output or result, and also we have seen a HTML report based on our response, based on our execution result. Now this was the first method, like it's in you have to export the file, your collection, to your own local machine. Now what if you want to run your collection from remotely, from different place? Because here is the thing, because this the project you created in your account, but this didn't saved on your local machine. It is saved on Postman Cloud. If you remember at the beginning when you installed the Postman, we said that Postman does not store its workspace, doesn't store the workspace in local machine, unlike other editor. It is store all of your workspace in a cloud. The Postman, it has its own cloud through your Gmail account. So what if like you want to run, you don't want to export it on your local machine, you can just run from the cloud, wherever it's storing from there. Or one of your colleague, your co-worker, they wants to run your project, your collection, how they can execute your collection from their machine, because would be done remotely. It is a remote connection, right? How can they do this? To do this, it is very simple. Again, you go to the same collection, and then you can click on share, and then you can say you can create in teams. Okay, you can create a team workspace and move this collection to with your friend, or run by a Postman. Let me see what was the okay. So here we can, so there was let's talk about the different options. So with people, so you can enter your teammates your coworker email address, and then you can create a team workspace. So there will be another workspace will be created, and this the collection, this collection will share to the common workspace. That's the between you and the people entering, the people you are adding over here, so that any one of them from the team, they can run or execute this collection. So this is one option. Okay, or you can run by a run in Postman. I think this is the the newer option. They said embedded run in Postman button in your websites. Okay, so this is something like you can run from the websites. Like this is, I think the newer option has been added. So here we can run via API. And then previously there was an option that you can share the JSON file, their collection for a JSON, so now this is the option, right, via API. So all you have to, it will create a access token with it as like an API. It will create an API, and you can share this API with your coworker, and they can run exactly the same way. So just copy this one and provide to your coworker. Okay, and now let's get back to our CLS, or just open a command prompt again. Open the command prompt. So you're now assume that your co-worker, this is in their machine, you know, you will share this you know, the API link, and then they will run exactly the same thing. They will go to the they will type Newman, then again it's same command, you know, the beginning line is same, Newman run, and then, you know, let me make it a little bit bigger, and then paste the same API link, you know, pretty much that's it, and hit enter. So then you see it's ran exactly the same collection. You can see over here exactly the same demo API testing. This is our collection name. It's ran exactly the same collection, and here is our get a request. Here is a get request. You can see post request. You know, you can see there is a, you know, the login test. We had a login test invalid, exactly the same, and here you can see the all total report, right? So iterations was 1, and then total assertion was 18, exactly the same thing. So your co-worker can run your collection, you know, sharing this, you know, the API for your collection. That time you don't have to download this, you know, export this file and give it to them, the hardcore file. Other than you can just share this API link, and they can, you know, execute their API from their command line. It's very simple, very easy. Okay, that's the way they can also run. And again, if they want to create an HTML report, they can do it also. Same thing they have to do. They have to type same thing, just Newman, Newman, then run, you know, paste the API link, and at the very end -r stand for report, and then HTML, right? Click on there, it will create an HTML report. Okay, so it will create an HTML report. So you have to go exactly where, you know, your root directory over here, right over here. For myself, it is like C user, my name is Sharif, so over here, you know, this report should be there. So let's go to my file explorer over here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So let's see, you can see this is a C user, then Sharif, and then there is a Newman. You can see there is a Newman folder. Okay, there is a Newman folder here, and then double click up there, and I can see there is a HTML report up here. So if you double click that one, you'll see this, open that, exactly the same report being created. So you see, so that's the way your co-worker even execute your collection remotely. Okay, so I hope that it's very clear, it's easy, but it's very fantastic, very powerful tools. Newman, it's, you know, saves you time, it helps you know, each other work as a team, you know, it is great. So that's all for today. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned. Please subscribe, likes, and share. Have a good one. Bye bye.